Hello everyone, Alpha Heavy Gamer back again with some more update news. So prepare yourself, because Gaijin has. In their Dynamics of War Thunder Missiles article, which is very well done by the way, it was really well organized. They have extensive documentation, rationale, and most hard-hitting of all, a spreadsheet. I'll link all of this in the description, but I think Gaijin is preparing for some serious backlash. So guys, it looks like Gaijin is going ham on missiles and rockets. It appears that they're doing a massive overhaul on lots of ATGMs, SAMs, and unguided rockets. These changes to the weapon characteristics will seriously affect their behavior in game. Inevitably, this is going to mean some weapons are going to receive a buff and others will be nerfed. I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights here and go through the major changes and kind of give you my opinion as we go along on what kind of impacts these are going to have. So when I read through this the first couple of times, I mean, it reads to me like Gaijin, they're not intentionally trying to make people mad here. What they're really trying to get after is altitude, air density, temperature, burn time, and the expendable battery power of the launcher. All those characteristics are now going to directly affect ATGMs, missiles, and rockets in the game now. I think the only thing we're really missing now is wind direction and speed. So first up are ATGMs with interference protected optical feedback. Gaijin's talking about the TOE2, the TOE2B, and the BIL2. Now these were advanced ATGMs that had countermeasures built in so that they wouldn't be susceptible to infrared jamming systems like the Shatora. So in the game now, they're just going to ignore those type of systems. These missiles will act like they're supposed to act in real life. So already a buff for anything that uses TOE2s, TOE2Bs, and the BIL2. So good news if you love ATGM carriers. But maybe I spoke too fast because there are more updates for the TOE series of anti-tank guided missiles. So the crux here in the documentation is that the data on the range and speed was off in the game. So now the range and speed will be paired on time. So in my opinion, what that really means is that all the atmospheric data, the missile weight, the burn time, and other factors will now be taken into account and calculated into how much distance a missile could possibly travel. Given the previous factors, accurate speed can now be determined, and that will determine range, but it will be dynamic based on conditions. So next up is the 9M311 missile, which is on the Tunguska. So Gaijin has received documentation on burn time, maximum range, which is 8,000 meters, and missile continuous speed. So all of those factors based on the atmospherics that they're now putting into the game is actually going to be replicated now with the missile, which looks like, from what they're saying, contributes to a small speed loss along the trajectory of the missile. So possibly a slight nerf to the Tunguska's missile. So it looks like the HOT series anti-tank guided missile is also getting a change. The HOT ATGM has a dual mode solid rocket engine that operates throughout the flight, which provides the missile with a high average speed and a short flying time, even to its maximum distance. So this continuous burn time for the HOT missile will be accounted for in game. However, the atmospheric conditions will have an impact. So basically, the lower the temperature and the higher the atmospheric pressure, the higher the air density, and accordingly the higher the drag, which will affect the loss of speed of the missile in flight. So here is probably a point where most people will be happy. So there's clarification of armor penetration values of the Vickr and the Ingwe anti-tank guided missile, which I think is on one of the South African vehicles. So basically the Ingwe and the Vickr are receiving significant changes to their penetration, which is going to result in reduced values because it's in accordance with the manufacturer's details. So the next update here is on semi-armor piercing rockets. So basically I'm talking about the Tiny Tim, Red Angel, Tom, and a couple others. So now in case of penetration of obstacles, the warhead will detonate behind the obstacle. So this is, they say, especially important for defeating armored ships. So I guess you can rejoice if you were having some problems destroying ships in naval. So this next part's a little confusing, and it's talking about the 9M120M and the 9M120-1 Attacker missiles that can be equipped to the Mi-28 Havoc. So the Havoc in game right now is also at BR 11.0 along with the Ka-52. However, those vehicles are not on parity. The Ka-52 carries the Vickers ATGM. So both these attacker missiles have significant trade-offs. One has longer range, while the other one has more armor penetration. So instead of just lowering the BR of the Havoc because it has worse missiles at 11.0, what they plan to do in future updates is just to add a modern modification of the Mi-28 Havoc attack helicopter, which has the ability to use more powerful weapons. So last up, and some good news. So for jets, unguided rockets have undergone a significant change in characteristics. They've updated warhead parameters and dynamic characteristics. They've also changed the accuracy of modern aircraft unguided rockets. So they'll be way more accurate now. The maximum spread angle has been reduced from 2.5 degrees to 1.3 degrees. So that's great news for us trying to use rockets. Alright, and that's the video for today. So really some quick update news. Go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Thank you for watching another video, and I'll see you in the future. Thank you.